Hey guys, it's Caban and Isaac from True Champion Gaming. Today we're going to be going over our Ascent Houston finals match. We're going to specifically cover Game 2 and just kind of do a voiceover, go over a thought process. TM32 did live stream this and they had a couple of great commentators, Dan from Main Deck and Alan, one of the GA devs. And they did a really great job going over the game, but we just kind of wanted to give the player perspective as well and just get a little bit more coverage on this. So yeah, you can see that Isaac went first. I did lose game 1. I chose to go second. I do think in this matchup, it kind of just, like...
It all just depends. I mean, like...
It depends on the opening hands,
Yeah, very much so. I mean, it sometimes it feels like whoever can Dream Fairy the other person's Dream Fairy first and keep their Dream Fairy alive is sitting in a really good spot, for sure.
Yeah. So we see kind of a weak open from Isaac here. Just a lone Wind Rider Vanguard. 3 health body that's not too hard to kill. Obviously he can have some win tricks in his hand, so I have to be pretty thorough on how I play this, and I decided to just do kind of the same defensive strategy. So instead of trying to kill his Wind Rider and then him defending it with a deflecting edge or something and then me leaving a wide open board for him to kill, I just go Wind Rider as well because I have 2 deflecting in hand, as you can see on the screen. So I know that it's going to live, and I'm just going to try to crack back at him, and hopefully he overextends and pushes into my Wind Rider and doesn't leave many defenses up.
I play the Dream Fairy here, hoping you don't have Displace or something like that to protect it, and it's pretty solid. I think that's my only play, though, here. I don't have... I don't know if you saw my hand, I had 2 Weaponsmith, and everything else was spells. So, I didn't have, any other options, so I was just kind of hoping that would hit in this hand. I definitely did not have a great starting hand. Would have loved to see a Gildas or an Ascent or any of our other 2 3s that we play, but that just wasn't the case, which is a little unfortunate, but that's okay.
Yeah, I think I have a double deflecting in hand and a couple of allies, but I'm also I think sitting on double inspiring, 1 or 2 attune, a little bit of a weird hand there as well. But you can see that with the ring, I just top decked into a Gildas, so starting to draw into more allies, and I think my main goal here is just board control, right? So Dream Fairy the Dream Fairy. Looks like I'm attempting to kill the Wind Rider as well. Yeah, put 3 down, play Wind Rider, and I'll have enough to do a deflecting on it for when he tries to crack back into it.
I do favorable.
And perfect out.
Yeah. I knew he only had 2 cards in hand, so I know it's staying alive against Wind. Wind can't do 1 damage from hand, just instantly, unless they're playing some really weird cards. And of course, I know our deck, of course. So it's not like anything's too much of a surprise. They thought I was going into level 1, which I thought was kind of funny. But I do go into Eye of Argus, hoping that I kill the Dream Fairy. It is a little ambitious, but at this point, like I said, I am pretty desperate at this point. I did just draw into Phalanx Captain, which does help me, I believe. I just drew that. And so I'm kind of hoping to play around the favorables here, and hoping that he only has, not hoping that he has deflecting, but he does have it, which is probably what instantly sets me off to have a really bad game right here.
Yeah, the fact that you were able to recover, though, and kill the Vanguard afterwards was really good. So, I think that was absolutely the right play line throughout that whole turn. Not being greedy and, doing the Phalanx to get the 3 damage on the Dream Fairy and play to 1 of your outs, because that is something that I've noticed with Wind is, you can't play around everything that they have. You have to play around what's, most likely or, what, it would hurt you the most and stuff like that. So,
for sure.
Definitely some really solid plays there. And, I still have my Dream Fairy out on board, but put into a decently hard position, so it looks like I have a deflecting still left, which is really good for me, especially now that I have Lorraine level 1, so I can do that for free, allowing me to commit more. Yeah, and then the Gildas play is an easy balance to kill off the Phalanx Captain.
Yeah, that is the unfortunate part of that play, was that I did put down my whole hand. The scariest thing against this matchup for ourselves is when we have to play out our entire hand on our turn. We love to keep stuff in our hand to defend whatever our board is, or protect, whatever it might be, or mess with their stuff. Caban did it here, so it's always a sigh of a relief a little bit, but also I remember I'm still hoping, I'm top decking every possible decent draw, I believe, at this point. I still can't play that Fairy. I have the Lurking Assailant that I just did top deck here, and I believe I use it to kill something. I don't know what I'm doing exactly.
It is interesting because you putting down your whole hand forced me to put down my whole hand so that I could there's no way that I play the
I'm killing the Fairy. That's
Smith there. Oh, right, with the rally advance.
Yeah.
There's no way I play the weaponsmith there if you had a hand, because then I'm just overcommitting.
Yep.
I'd rather keep the deflecting up, which, you know, would have been nice because I lost my whole board there. But because I knew I could clear your board, I have to do it as well. So yeah, you get to a point where like one person puts down their whole hand, and now it's just a back and forth of each of us overextending essentially.
Yep, for sure. And it is weird. Again, I'm in a, I think, yeah.
Yeah, I try to play the dream fair.
I remember that. Yeah,
yeah.
the guild is there. That's funny.
Yeah.
One thing we did notice also too that was really strong is just bring out Terraforming early. Also, I'm at 5 cards to your 5 cards, but you have 2 on board, which are much stronger than mine. So I'm definitely at a disadvantage here for a while. And I do end up, you know, spoilers, I do end up losing this game. I think I tried to go for just like, I'm thinking about poison coating oil, I believe, just to kill off like the weaponsmith, or maybe to trade for the onto the Vanguard. I don't know which one was the right play. I bring out the Terraforming instead. I think I go for probably Lurking here. Yeah, Lurking and have 2 deflecting in hand. They're both stealth, so I'm not worried about you clearing board. And then I am trying to play around the weird outs of you attacking into something, and I can Lurking to retaliate because of its level 1 ability.
Yeah, I mean, me going Terraforming on that last turn helped keep my board alive, but you had a good enough hand to build board presence still while under Terraforming with the Lurking Assailant. So not an optimal turn for me. Definitely you going into Terraforming and taking a good Terraforming turn was bad for me, but then I just essentially do the same to you.
Yep,
I go Squirrel, Ace Protector. You know, like now you have to try to get through this board again. You don't know it, but I still have a Deflecting Edge in hand, so definitely sitting pretty okay here.
Yeah, it is definitely. I remember sitting at this point and being like, I know people are maybe thinking that we can come back from this. I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm losing because of that turn and scenario right there.
Yeah.
I am on, like I said, top deck mode. I don't think I might have another weaponsmith in hand. I can't remember what other allies I actually even have in hand. So I'm playing in a very weird point at this point. I think I have maybe a Swift Recruit and a Squirrel or something like that. Which is why I'm like I'm debating so much right here, just trying to figure out what I should do. I think I bring out the poison coating oil to try to kill the Ascent. Again, I think I try to play so maybe it's only favorable. And I think it doesn't work out here at this point either, because I think I'm kind of in a desperate point.
It is interesting because you wouldn't think that it's the case, but these mirror matches can actually be some of the longest games. And so if we weren't in an untimed top cut, I think in this situation, you would have made some decisions a little bit faster and just attempted to like go a little bit more ball, like all out and stuff. And if it doesn't work, then you just scoop and go on to the next game. But because we're in an untimed match, yeah, you can go for these slower plays, which, sorry, I just talked over like a bunch of action there. Isaac popped the poison coating oil, made his Lurking Assailant 4 damage, and then swung into my Ascent. I retaliated, and we both Deflecting Edge. So basically, like, completely negated that attack. And he followed up with a Ascent that had to swing in and did clear my Ascent, but leaves me with 2 bodies on the board and all of your allies in rest, which is a really bad position to be in this matchup. So obviously, I'm going to go for the sweep here, or not the sweep, but like the board cleanup here, and put you in a position that actually really is unrecoverable, especially if you're not running sweeps.
Yeah, I can't remember if I let it play out or if I did just eventually be like we can go to game 3.
Yeah, I think because we were in untimed, you let it play out until like it was like actually pretty much done. But yeah, in a Swiss round, I think the concede would have came a lot faster, so that you can hopefully actually get to a game 3 and play it out.
For sure. Yep, I think if I was to say, I don't think I brought out GCR, so I think I was going to go into GCR there. Again, drawing a lot of my smaller bodies. I think I have 2 Swift Recruit, a Squirrel, a Deflecting Edge, a Vanguard, and a Lurking Assailant that I bounced the hand. I do try to kill the Ascent, which does go through. I was scared it was another Deflecting Edge. But at that point, I was like, if he has a third one, he has a third one, and I lose. Right. That's fine.
Right, right. If it's there, it's there. You're gonna lose no matter what. So play the odds. I've already used 2. Just go for it.
Trying to think of what, I think let's get into the slower part of the game. I think Kane was just trying to figure out how to completely, keep me out of the game. And this is a pretty good.
Yeah, I can't quite kill the Dream Fairy yet. I do have options in my sideboard or in my material deck to kill the Dream Fairy, but it takes away a little bit too many resources from me. And because of how the rest of the game is going, the Dream Fairy is not as crucial to clear. So I'm just trying to build up as big of a board as I can and just maintain that board presence while now I start to hit him for 3-4 damage a turn or something like that.
Yeah, he did Inspiring Call on that last turn. That's why I don't know if people, because it is in 2 times speed. If people missed why the Phalanx Captain was able to kill the Lurking Assailant, and it's also why you swing first with Champion.
Champion, yeah.
Another Lurking. I think I drew all 3 Lurking in this game. Or not all 3. We have 4 of them, but I think I drew 3 of the 4.
Normally very good, but hard when you're this
on the back
behind
pedal.
on board. Yeah.
There's so many times I was hoping to see a Gildas because there's so many times I could have balanced her and played her and would have just been a 1 unit to clear another unit and then followed up with something else or whatever. But yeah, it was a rough point.
Yeah. Because you really want as much damage as possible for as cheap as possible. So things like Squirrel Asin and just dropping Gildas are really, really impactful because it's how you clear those 3 and 4 health allies off the board without playing like 3 2-drops that all have 1 attack each, like.
I think this is the game that I took. I hit Lurking and Squirrel.
Yeah.
I think this is the game. Oh, I think I still had Crystal actually at this point, because we do run Crimson Trinket in the sideboard. I think you bring that out at one point in this game, right?
I do, yeah. And I remember going into level 2 here being kind of an awkward decision. Like I really thought about it for a while, and I'm still to this day not sure if it was the right call or not. Especially since you deflecting on the fairy, I basically lost 2 resources tier 1, and that just kind of wasn't worth it.
Yeah,
I'm forced to play out a squirrel here and everything because you favorable win.
Like, I mean, it's pretty brutal though. The squirrel to kill that was like you not knowing what I had in hand, I guess matters. But like at that point, I was like, shoot, like I lose because I think that was my only semi-big body on board.
Mm-hmm. It still was a pretty rough turn for me though, because like I kind of lost 3 resources that turn. I used 2 to level up, didn't get the card draw off the level 2 effect, and had to put a squirrel down on a non-lethal turn and a non-bounce turn, which means that you just get to kill it, and then that's a card out of my hand as well. So it kind of opened up a little bit of a window for you here, but yeah, it's still a rough comeback.
Yeah. I don't know what I go into. I think I use the favorable. Yeah, I think I'm going to smoke. I think I'm going to Smoke Bomb literally just to draw here. I draw an Inspiring off the top. I do have a Vanguard, I believe, in hand there. You have 3 in hand, though, which is pretty scary.
Yeah, so 3 is the magic number for wind.
Yeah.
I think a better turn for me last turn would have been to go into Eye of Argus, honestly.
I should have done? I don't know if I did here, and I don't know why I didn't. But I definitely should have used that smoke bombs. Maybe I do. Yeah. I don't know if I used it defensively. If I didn't. Oh yeah, I didn't. Oh, I did at a weird point. Yeah, this is here's the big misplay of this match also.
Oh, right, yeah.
So I have Vanguard on board. Caban goes, I believe, swings 2 into it with his Vanguard, I believe, how it works out. At that point, I should have smoked bombed, giving my guy stealth, retaliating, I guess, into his 2 or whatever. But then his guy would not have hit me at all. But instead, I let it hit, thinking that, Weaponsmith is going to go next. And I think it's because how he was gesturing, and because we're both thinking that. And so I let it hit, and then I smoked him on the Weaponsmith, which was like, and at this moment, we were both sitting there, and I was like, oh. And Cayman even says, oh, I have Sword of Seeking. And so now you can just swing with Champion to kill it. And I was like, oh, yeah duh.
You can see me pause for a while while I'm like processing that, and then like Isaac's head comes on camera because like we're both laughing about it. Like, dude, how did we both just miss that? But those are the little things after like 15 rounds of Grand Archive. Those will happen.
Yeah, it was pretty detrimental at that point though. I think in my hand I drew a tune into. I think I could have gone Squirrel a tune or something like that,
Squirrel a tune
and
would have been crazy. Yeah.
gotten a lot of a lot of just guys on board with good stats. Although you're at 2 cards in hand and nothing else.
2 cards in hand. I have a smoke bomb, so next turn I'll go to 4, which is allowing me to play any 3 drops and such like that. So, you know, still might have been able to pull out the game, but it definitely was a big part of the game was that with that Wind Rider Vanguard dying. Yeah,
I think at this point, I don't is the Dream Fairy still on something?
I think it's still maybe on a Gildus, but I think I like banished it or something like that.
Yeah, I think I was overvaluing it here. I think what I should have done was at this moment. Yeah, I probably should have. Oh, you're smoke bombing, right?
Yeah.
I probably should have actually played Banner Knight here instead and popped Crystal. And I think I thought about it instead of the 3rd recruit, because then I could have gone 2 into the Weaponsmith, and then you probably would have had to pop smoke bombs early, and then I could have then swung the Swift Recruit and the sword into the Vanguard, killing it. So I would have had Banner Knight and probably, I think, just Dream Fairy on board.
So you can see on that turn I skipped materialization because I don't have any 0-cost stuff left, and like I said, I needed to draw into my 4th card of the turn, allowing me to play the 3 drops that are so strong in this matchup. So I decided to not get the value from materialization, and I had a Phalanx Captain and a Dream Fairy in hand, the Phalanx Captain costing 3. So I played that turn because I don't know how much longer these humans are going to survive on board, so I want to make sure that I can actually play it when I get value, and then next turn I can always follow up with the Dream Fairy because that will always cost 3, whereas Phalanx Captain's cost can change. So important process there to know, like, sometimes you just have to give up that value of materialization and everything. And then we do the Banner Knight turn.
Okay. I didn't realize I was already level 2. I just brought the Crystal for funsies. Yeah, I pop it there. Just because, like, to get off board. And here's where I think I was coming back.
Yes, absolutely. And this is where I think I already had 1 Dream Fairy, and then I play it this turn, and then I think like next turn I draw into another Dream Fairy, which is at this point in the matchup like really crucial. You've already used your Sword of Seeking. You've already used Eye of Argus, I believe, as well. Yep. So these Dream Fairies are sticking. The only thing that can get rid of them is another Dream Fairy now.
Yep.
Where you have actually a massive card advantage on me now.
I do.
Like, looking at that, that's like 6 cards, I think, with each of us having an ally on board. And I only have 2 or 3 cards in hand. So really, really big card advantage. But, you know, I do have the health lead. And I am at this point realizing, like, okay, I have another Dream Fairy. I can just, like, Dream Fairy that Ascent Protector, for example, and swing 2 or 3 damage. I still have, like, multiple sword swings left. I have a poison coating oil on board. I could just simply out-tempo you right now instead of continuing to go for the very standard board clear procedure in this mirror match. So
yeah, you did just get the Dream Fairy there too.
Yeah. Yep.
Which that felt horrible.
Yeah. And I guess I go for the Banner Knight clear, which kind of makes sense actually. If I can, that's a pretty crucial card. Big card. If that was something like a Weaponsmith, I think I probably would have actually just swung into face, but Banner Knight being able to pump everything since you're at level 2 is worth taking 1 turn off of going face and trying to clear that out.
I displaced the Dream Fairy that has Dream Fairy on it, I think, yeah. And then bounced the one that had Ascent.
Yep.
So I'm sitting okay, but you can... The unfortunate here is, like, I knew that's, like, my best chance to play stuff, but also... I think it's my only thing. I don't think I could play actually anything else. My only hope maybe was to pass a turn. I don't know. I might just die because I'm hoping that. Because basically, I know that my Dream Fairy is dead. Yeah, because of Eye of Argus.
So I pop Eye here on the Dream Fairy to give it True Sight, and I also pop the oil to give it the attack buff. So it's a 3-attack Dream Fairy, clearing another Dream Fairy. Not something that you see very often. And now I'm able to use that Dream Fairy in my hand again. and so I'm pretty certain that I'll be able to control the board tempo from here on out.
For sure. I don't think I have any plays I can actually do that get me anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Again, because I just can't kill your Dream Fairy.
It is kind of funny though, because like, you know, earlier we were talking about how it might have just been a game that you wanted to like go, you know, more aggro, more like risky, and just see if you can win or not and scoop, and then the game actually ends up being super close. So that's why scooping is very, very difficult sometimes. And we did the double scroll attune play there, I think.
Yep, that's what I did. Yeah, I double scrolled attune because they're the only things I can play. And yeah, the Crimson Trinket finally there.
Yep. My last material deck card. Not something that you see both of us getting completely through our material deck. Hitting 2 wind cards, leaving I think just 1 in memory. Yeah, and then you just scoop here because basically I'll take my turn to clear off the squirrels, and then a wind ally list with no material deck and only 2 or 3 cards in hand. Just can't really do anything at all.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, it was a good game. I enjoyed our match, and I'm glad we went to a game 3 instead of just us one of us getting blown out. So that's pretty good.
For sure. Yeah, great match, and you know, I was glad that even after a very long and strenuous tournament, we were still making some pretty good plays. Minor misplays here and there, but still felt like a very, very good high-level match to play and watch and everything. So glad that we could perform well on stream still after after the long day.
But in any case, guys, thank you so much for joining us. If you guys like this type of video, let us know. Hopefully we'll have more of these to cover of our other gameplay, and eventually here we will have actually a consistent, hopefully Thursday stream of online tournaments, Yeti gaming tournaments for they're weekly tournaments. Is that what they are, Caban, right?
Yep, weekly online locals. We're going to start doing basically an official stream. Yeti's even going to be announcing it in their events and everything like that. And we'll be live on YouTube every Thursday, 8 p.m. EST for that. And you'll get to kind of see like more of a tournament experience from my point of view every single week. So really looking forward to sharing that with you guys. We also have a lot of new changes to our Patreon. We just increased the rewards for every single existing Patreon tier and introduced a new tier as well. There's a 7-day free trial. If you want to go see what our Patreon looks like and get access to all the content, you can go check it out for free. And I really recommend it. Terry just finished an article about our Ascent deck and the side decking experience and everything, which was very unique since we had that 8-card material deck. So really recommend going and signing up for the free trial and checking it out and seeing if you feel like it gives enough value. We've had barely any Patrons cancel, and a lot of Patrons have signed up over the past few months. So I do think that people do find enough value in there. So I think it's definitely worth the time to check out. We also have our website that just recently launched as well with a merch store and everything. Some really awesome, cute stickers drawn by the wife's side of the True Champion team. Both my wife and Terry's wife did some really cool artwork there. We have playmats, material deck sleeves, t-shirts, a bunch of awesome stuff. So yeah, definitely feel free to check that out as well. Everything will be linked down below. And thank you again to TM32. This stream was done on the fly, like none of it was planned. And the quality that came out from it being so last minute was absolutely phenomenal. And
yeah,
both
very much so.
Isaac and I think pretty much everyone in the Grand Archive community is just so grateful that we actually got to have the first Ascent like recorded and just got to see that experience and everything. So thanks so much for that, guys.
In any case, we'll catch you guys on the next one. See you later. Peace.